Hello, Marie, Katie, Chris, Lorna, Lou. You all right, Jamie? You enjoyed that then, mate? Obviously, let me sort this stream out first, and then I'll get the diary out and have a look at you and see where we can fit you in again. Madeline, David, Jeff, hello. So do you all like the title of the stream? That's got you all wondering now, hasn't it? So we were just going to fill in some time. Nobody was meant to be on between 8 and 6 and 8, so I was just going to come on and fill the time, and we were just going to have a silly little bit of fun and have a Q&A or something like that. And then literally about a quarter of an hour ago, a message popped up on CJ's WhatsApp group that was rather interesting, and I thought, yeah, okay, we might go with this instead. So, no, he doesn't want his gold proof back. So I apologise first. I know I did tell people that it was going to be a Q&A, but we just slightly changed it a little bit. So everybody will know about the battle that's going on with the Royal Mint and Change Checker and all this kind of stuff. I'm just explaining it now, Angela. You've not missed anything. And a lot of people from the Great British Coin Hunt, some of the viewers, some of the people that follow us on there, have been banned from Change Checkers Facebook groups and all things like this. They don't like us going over there, and they don't like us saying anything over there, and all this kind of stuff. You know, they're really sort of childish behaviour, if you ask me. I will say, firstly, before I get into it, anything that I say tonight is purely my opinion, and it's no, come back on Ian or the Great British Coin Hunt. This is my personal opinions from what I've just read and everything else there. Hi, Hannah, Ron. So basically, John Gamble was over on one of their posts earlier on, and I don't know too much about what was going on. It was obviously something about the Gruffalo, and from what I can understand, John had asked this. It was some old lady on there basically saying something about the Gruffalo. Is it going to go into circulation, this kind of thing? And John asked her to message him, and he was going to explain what the Great British Coin Hunt were going to do. And I'll actually read you the message that they posted on their site, on their live feed, and then we'll take it from there, because it's quite an interesting thing that they posted to this lady. Oh God, there's so many chats in here. I've got to find it now. Okay. The Royal Mint do not say what coins get put into circulation. This is down to the UK government. No company or mint can enter coins into the general circulation. So they're saying they have no say whatsoever on whatever coins get put into circulation, and no company or organisation can put a coin into circulation. So that got me thinking a little bit, and I just went off and I did a few little Google searches and this kind of thing. And it turns out that I'll read, Ian's put up a long reply in there in a minute, and I'll read that one to you. That it turns out that although these coins get advertised as legal tender, at any point the Royal Mint can turn around and say, when their explanation of legal tender is that it can only be spent in a court of law in this country. So they can at any point say, for an example, the Gruffalo, although we've advertised it as legal tender, you cannot spend that in the shop. It can only be spent in a court of law. And if you go onto Google and Google, can you spend uncirculated coins, there are many stories on there that will tell you about people that have gone into banks to cash in inheritances and this kind of thing, and the banks have refused it. So the response that, so the way I understood it was, technically, if, for an example, the Royal Mint fancy doing it, they could now turn around and say, well, actually, we don't deem the Gruffalo as legal tender. That cannot be spent in any shops. So technically, that would be their way of then saying that the Great British Coin Hunt are distributing fake money into circulation. I'll read you the response that Ian's put up, because this explains it from his perspective. When things are not clear, we interpret things differently, and this is the confusing part. A brilliant uncirculated coin is only legal tender in a court and nowhere else, apart from me saying you can spend them in a shop, but that's just marketing. From 1990 to 2008, they made circulated £5 coins and have not withdrawn them, so they are allowed to be spent as money. Sorry, there's another message just come through, so it's really hard trying to do it. It would be illegal, they're quite right, for Ian or anybody else to be putting brilliant uncirculated coins into circulation. But there's nothing that we found within the law that says you can't, Ian's words, de-brilliance them first and put them into circulation. So if you see, there's so many loopholes and the way they're wording things. I think to anybody with a brain, circulated and uncirculated are pretty easy to differentiate from. And how they, I don't know how they can just suddenly at will come out and say, right, we deem this coin can't be circulated in your shops and it's not legal tender anywhere other than in a bank. I don't understand that. I just don't see how they can do that. Excuse me. So yeah, personally, I mean, as I said, yeah, technically they could go down the road of saying, you know, for an example, the Gruffalo is not going to be legal tender in shops, only in a court of law, and therefore the Great British Coin Hunt would be essentially distributing fake money. I don't think they'll ever go down that route, because I think there's only going to be one person coming out of that looking bad. You know, I mean, can you imagine that going into, you know, the High Court up in London? You know, you'd have news vehicles from every station across the world, actually, you know, not just the country there. And the Royal Mint are just going to come out looking foolish. Let me just see what people are saying. You can see it getting messy. I don't think it will, Jamie. I think, I mean, I spoke with Ian, not about this subject, just about something different a couple of days ago. Just about the size of the community of the Great British Coin Hunt. We're very, very close to overtaking both Change Checker and the Royal Mint subscription on YouTube. And I don't think that they can ignore that for much longer, because it's a massive market. that they're totally ignoring. And, you know, I mean, the way Change Checker are behaving, you know, banning people from their Facebook pages and things like this, it is just childish. And I said to Ian, I don't think it's going to be long before they'll actually be begging him to sit down and talk with him, because they just can't afford to keep ignoring the size. This, you know, if you don't believe me for what I'm saying about the community and how fast it's growing, just go back a month and look at one of the YouTube videos and see the viewers and the subscriptions that had a month ago, and then look at it now. It's growing on, you know, an incredible speed, and I don't think anybody expected it to be growing this speed. I've said that I think it will smash 5,000 by Christmas, and I think it will absolutely smash that out of the park. Where's Louise? What about the ones Change Checker gave out at Tankfest? Then 50p for 50p. They circulated the data. Exactly. Like me in the bit, I've got a couple at Tankfest. Yeah, just to mess with heads a bit more. If you take any brilliant uncirculated coin out of its packet and try to spend it, that is illegal. If you take the brilliance off it first by trashing it underfoot, that takes the brilliant off it, turns it into circulated, and then that's all right to spend. I mean, how? It's just, it doesn't make, and this is what, you know, for so long Egan has sat there and said about the Change Checker and 288 and the monopoly that they've got. I mean, this kind of thing just goes to show exactly that. They, you know, the laws are made to suit them. There's nothing else that you can call it. It is a monopoly that they've got on it. You know, I spoke with Ian about it the other day. I'm saying, you know, I strongly believe that, and again, this is my opinions, it's not the opinions of the Great British Coin Hunt, that the Mint and Change Checker actually sponsor certain YouTubers because of the size of the followings that they've got and the audience that they're getting. I mean, look, you only have to look at, I'm not naming names, but you know who are out there. Look how fast they get coins. Brand new coins, they get it on the day of release or the day after release. And then look at how long the Great British Coin Hunt have got to wait. And you tell me there's not some sort of deal that they've set up with those YouTubers. You know, the whole thing surrounding the Mint and 288 group is appalling. And I genuinely do think that they're scared of the Great British Coin Hunt and the following that it's getting and how fast it's getting that following. You know, I said it, I looked at a video, I was trying to find something from a video back in September, and it was something like 3,000 viewers, and it's now 3,000 subs, sorry, and it's now up to 2,000 subs, and it's now up to about 3,500, and it's growing and growing. The only other people that you can compare it with are the big UK coin tubers that are out there. Nobody else has got a channel like this. Nobody else has got the following like this. And certainly, I mean, this week, you know, barring the odd slot here and there, we've been streaming 12 hours a day. The weekend, 24 hours a day. Nobody else can compete with that. You know, and it's like they're not going to be able to ignore it. And to me, they've got two options. They either attempt to take Ian to court over it, which I've said I just cannot see that happening for several reasons. Like Ian said to you before, to hire a lawyer to sit there and go through every single video and see what's being said in it, it's just going to run into tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds for them to do that. So they're just not going to do that because they don't know who is saying what at what point. So they'd have to watch every single video You know, so it's incredible. They're not going to do that. So let's say they tried to take Ian to court without viewing any of the videos. They tried to take him to court for circulating what they classify as coins that aren't meant for circulation. They're not going to come out of that looking good. The only person that's going to come out of that looking good would be the Great British Coin Hunt. And imagine the publicity that that would generate for the Great British Coin Hunt. That's the last thing they want. I can promise you now, if, God forbid, if Ian woke up tomorrow morning to a court order on his doorstep, the subscription channel, you know, it would be going through the roof. And that's the last thing that they want. So the only other option they're going to have is to sit down and talk. And I said at that point, then Ian's got them over a barrel. They can't ignore this market. Now, through John, not only is it a UK market, but it's now tapping into the American market with all of John's following from America. You know, so it's massive. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, reading what John had put up there tonight, you know, the thing from and the response from Change Checker, that the Royal Mint don't decide what coins go into circulation. I mean, it's just ludicrous. Let me just catch up on some of the comments. Isn't it illegal to refuse the Queen's head? This is the thing though, Hannah, because they're saying on their website or the Mint's website, they're saying that it is legal tender. But have a look onto Google about spending uncirculated coins. They can at any point, and they have done when people have tried to spend it or cash it in at banks, they have then said, no, that coin's not a legal tender. It can only, by legal tender, we mean that they can only be spent in a court of law. So it seems that, you know, they changed the rules to suit them. Yeah, all John was trying to do was help a little old lady understand that she can and can't do, and they blocked him. You know, it's childish behaviour. People have found non-circulated coins in their change. Will the shops where it come from be prosecuted? This is it, and that's why I'm saying I don't think they'll ever go down that road. They've actually made themselves look incredibly foolish by saying that, because the can of worms that it would open, you know, it's not just the likes of Ian that would you know, essentially breaking the law or whatever. It's all these other people. Because my understanding is, if you find a fake coin, you're to hand it in. You know, going into the shop knowingly spending what you know is a fake coin, that's my understanding of that, is that is illegal. I might be wrong. I'm saying that's just my understanding of it. Sorry, I just got to catch up on these comments. Louise is right about Tank Fest. Change Checker put a couple of hundred loose into the box, mixed with each other. Ian and Lennon agreed in a phone call they were no longer bumps. What are they? Exactly. And this is what I'm trying to say. They, you know, they changed the rules to suit themselves. But this is it, Laughter. They're saying that it's not. Their Change Checker are saying even the Mint don't have a say on what coin gets put into circulation. And in your opinion, even their carded cards aren't bunk. Yeah. Yeah, MRB. What their argument is they're not saying that whether it's a 50p coin, a £2 coin, whatever. They're not saying that it hasn't got the face value of that, but they're saying that it's only got a face value of that in a court of law, not in a shop. That's where they're trying to, you know, make the rules to suit themselves. Non-circulating coins commemorative illegal tender, whether bunker or put into circulation, it's up to retailers to know what they're accepting for payment. Pay in silver proofs if you want. But again, Coin Snatcher, go across and have a quick search on Google and you'll actually see instances of people trying to cash in, a family inheritance of commemorative coins into a bank and the bank refusing it. And then the mint turning around and saying, no, that's not a legal tender coin, it's only legal in a court. Go and have a look on, because I did that intentionally before I came on. And there are stories on, on Google regarding that. You can't go around paying with £20 coins, no. The Peter Rabbit, 400 in circulation, is now apparently illegal tender. No, they've not actually named any coins, John, at the moment. That was just an example that technically they could go round and do that. Legal tender can't be refused as a debt. That's it. That's what we're saying. If it's in a court, then it has to be accepted. John, I'm trying to get this money American people on board. Exactly. They're just not going to be able to ignore it. The men ain't got Ian's bandits behind them, Ian, Fran, and everybody else. But this is true. I said to Ian after the stream last night, I don't think he realises the community that he's built here, and he actually admitted that and said that he didn't quite understand the community that he's built. 42 watchers. Yeah, I don't think it's for me, Steve. I think it was more the title that got all the people to come in. But I appreciate it all the same. They told the old lady it's the government that they are. See, this is Change Checker, which, don't forget, is part of the 288 group, which is over the Royal Mint, Change Checker, Royal Mail, all of them. So, essentially it's talking from the same hymn sheet, if you will. And they've told the poor old lady that it's the government that decides what coins go into circulation, nobody else. Bless you, thank you, David. Yeah, I saw yours on the YouTube, Laughter, and that's why I said on there about it. You found two fake £2 in a bank run, and that's why I asked him the question. So what happens if you take them back to the bank and say, I got these £2 or two fake £2 in a bank run, that I got the coins from your bank? Do they refund him? Making up their own rules as they go along, they certainly are. Steve would know more than me, but the way I understand it is to have a fake coin in one's possession is a criminal offence. That was the way I understood it. How can they put it in the same category as a fake coin when they're the manufacturer? Exactly, and this is it. It's all about bending the rules to suit themselves. And Steve's confirming, knowingly being in possession of a counterfeit currency is a crime. Shop can refuse to serve whoever they want, so there's always loopholes. Exactly. Hardly counterfeit if produced by the UK's mint. No, this is it. They're not saying it's counterfeit. In no way are they saying it's counterfeit. But their argument is their term that it's legal tender is only valid for a court. That's the term that they, to me, legal tender means it's legal tender and you can spend it where you want. But their argument can be, and has been on some occasions, the term legal tender only applies to a court. I've just put on to see how long it takes. It won't be long, John. I've done it several times, mate. I've put the streams on there and I've put comments on there and shared things on there, and it won't be long. They'll remove it. I don't know about who owns the 288 group, but it's definitely the Royal Mint and Royal Mail, and everybody is involved within the same organisation. Yeah. 100%. And they've got so many organisations popping up left, right, and centre. I think, was it on the Royal Mint? I'm sure Ian will correct me if I'm wrong on this one. But on the Royal Mint's list of distributors, didn't they have some new company that was founded or under the 288 umbrella? And they didn't even have a website set up at the time. You know, it's that they pop out companies like me and you are eating breakfast. You know what I mean? How a company can be a distributor or whatever they want to call it for the Royal Mint, and they haven't even got a website. It's just insane. The things that they pull, the tricks they pull, the scams they pull. You know, and as Ian said to you many times, it is nothing more than a monopoly. And my understanding was monopolies were illegal, but I guess it depends who's in your back pocket. Where does that leave us with the Gruffalos and coins that you've bought? My personal opinion, Andy, is it won't make the slightest bit of difference. As I've said, for them to take Ian to court over it, there's only one person that's going to come out of it looking stupid, and it's them. And it's going to cost them an awful, awful lot of money. An awful lot of money. And do you really think that they're going to risk that over the interpretation of a bit of wording? I don't think they'd ever risk it. And that's why I've said all along, I think they'll be begging Ian to sit down and have a chat with him and try and sort out some sort of a deal with him. Because can you imagine the money that we would be generating if we were doing this for the Royal Mint? Just stop about that for a second and think about that, right? You go on Ian's website and we're running raffles or auctions or whatever. Can you imagine if we were doing the same thing for the Royal Mint and how much money that would generate them on a 24-hour basis? Well, at least a 12-hour basis a day. The money that would generate them would be astronomical. As I say, they can't afford to keep ignoring it for long. They really can't. Look at the publicity that the Peter Rabbit got. It's only going to get bigger. The more coins that start coming out, the bigger it's going to get. With a Gruffalo, it's going to be bigger than Peter Rabbit. Again, I don't want to put words into Ian's mouth, but I'm pretty sure that he said that Peter Rabbit is always going to remain the lowest number that's distributed. But with every new one that's getting released, it's going to create a bigger story about it. And they just not look at how many. Just Google it about the Peter Rabbit being put into circulation and see how many news stories come up. It's the first 3 or 4 pages on Google, and in every single one of them, it's the Great British Coin Hunter mentioned. What publicity is that? Yes, obviously it's come at a cost. Of course it has. But they can't ignore that. Let's keep seeing where we're going. I'll be taking the Royal Mint to court because they're discriminating against the disabled. That's very true. No, Lafton, not being threatened with it. What had happened was John Gamble was on their Facebook page earlier on, and there was a lady questioning about the Gruffalo, and John was just trying to explain to her, you know, about the Gruffalo. They got a bit narky about it, saying that they have no say about what coins get put into circulation. So not only do they have no say on what coin gets put into circulation, but no UK, I can't think how they worded it, UK company or organisation can put a coin into circulation. So my understanding is if you go along that basis, that the mint have absolutely no say about what coin gets put into circulation, technically they could argue that Ian or the Great British Coin Hunt are passing on fake money. Or I'm sure there's probably a better legal terminology for it. But I'm sure that they could technically, I don't ever think they will, but they could technically come up and say, this coin was never intended for circulation, and by putting it into circulation, that is illegal. So that's what they've said on their stream. Any company that puts a coin into circulation is breaking the law. But as Ian has said, obviously Ian's done his research, and it's illegal to put a brilliant uncirculated coin into circulation. But if you unpackage it and take the brilliance off of it, then you can put it into circulation. Yeah, it's exactly, Laughter. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And this is what we're saying. It's the Royal Mint and the 288 and Change Checker just making up their own rules, because, imagine John had spoken to half a dozen people on that page and had said to them, well, actually, go over to the Great British Coin Hunt. They're putting these coins into circulation. As far as the Change Checker is concerned, that's losing them business. I've been banned from the Change Checkers Facebook page because I posted a link to the Great British Coin Hunt. And it's just childish behaviour. There is a thing called Monopolies and Mergers Commission. Can't wait to see him being interviewed. Exactly. If the Mint had a hand in this stunt, then the public would be up in arms. It's kind of exactly what you're complaining about. They can't be seen to be involved with it. Exactly. Hello, Judith. My belief of fake coins was that if you was to knowingly manufacture or distribute fake money, it can carry a sentence of up to life in prison. I may be wrong, but that is what I was told. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I'm not sure because obviously, I'm just literally, I've only read, the thing 20 minutes before I came on. And I'm sure Ian would have probably been a better person to get on. So I'm not sure that they'd actually try and say that you're distributing fake money as such, because it is money that they've, minted themselves. But technically they could, I guess, come out because they're saying that they have no control over who can put coins into circulation, and no British company can put coins into circulation. So I guess they could, maybe I've used the wrong terminology there, putting fake money out, but I'm sure that there is something that they would come up with should they feel the need to. I don't think it'll ever happen. I'm technically right, it's fake money until it's roughed up, and then hocus pocus, it becomes a real coin. Exactly. And how does that make any sense whatsoever? It doesn't. The Royal might circulate the coin effectively when they sell it to the public. Yeah, and that's where I say that they're kind of, I find it kind of funny, any stunt that the Great British Coin Hunt do or whatever, they try and shout it down at every opportunity they can. It's a publicity stunt. Well, of course it is. Ian's never denied it's a publicity stunt. Banning all of us on their Facebook groups, and it's a fad, it won't last and all that. Well, it is lasting. The channel's growing and growing. The community's growing and growing. So I find it funny when they put things like this onto their Facebook, where it is now, it's there for everybody to see, where they're saying, well, actually, the Mint have no control over who puts them into circulation. So I love it because I think it's every time they do something like that, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Does anyone not think it's ironic that Ian only started his life feeds because of their behaviour, and now the Great British? Yeah, exactly. Don't you think someone at the Mint would think let's stop? And this is what I've said, Angela. I think it will be. It's not long, I don't think, before they're begging Ian to sit down and have a chat with him. Yeah, and Ian's just saying again, any brilliant uncirculated coin of any denomination is not legal tender until you've taken it out of its packaging, scruffed it up a bit, and made it not brilliant anymore. But when Royal Mint change checker WCC are not clearly stating the brilliant uncirculated like Wallace and Gromit are not classed as legal tender, it's brilliantly uncirculated. These companies need to be more clearer to the general public as to what is and is not acceptable, what is and isn't legal tender, and what can and cannot be spent, as they are moving the goalposts and when it suits them. Yeah, and that's what Ian has said all along. It's changing the rules, changing the goalposts, changing everything to suit their needs. And that is exactly the behaviour of a monopoly, isn't it? I was just going to argue, but sort of Ian saying the answer to you there, Lefter. It is still brilliant uncirculated once it's out the packet. And that, the wordplay. And that's exactly what they've done by calling it legal tender, and then at their own will saying, well, actually, it's not. So it's just wordplay, and it's a minefield. I've never reason been over to their Facebook yet. I like that. Unless a coin is still covered in the packet or has been handled with gloves and put straight into a capsule, then it's no longer bunk. That's, again, as you've put in brackets, your opinion. This is where it becomes difficult, because then it comes down to opinions and interpretations. And, there's many a case of obviously different things to this where high court cases have been, over a matter of interpretation of a phrase or a comment that was made. Surely the last word comes from HRMC. They say what it is and what not. I would imagine so, but I don't know. How can they call it a coin if you can't spend it, a medal or a medallion? Regardless of what people have already bought, it's now going to make them even more collectible because of all this controversy. Forget the War of the Roses, forget the War of the Worlds. This is War of the Coins. I like that, John. I really do like that. It's the Treasury that decides on coin and note releases. Steve, nowhere on the blue change checker packaging does it indicate the coin is not legal tender. It looks like a 50p, shaped like one. People pay a bit more for it to be nice and shiny, though, and just think it is still just 50p. Yeah, I mean, I haven't got I haven't got a 50p in their packaging. Oh God, I'm so unorganised tonight. No, I had them here earlier. There's all my 50p's I've taken out and put into me packaging. I did that for £2, but I can't even find them now. Sorry, I wasn't meant to come on. I just thought it was something interesting, so I thought I'd come on and sort of we can have a chat. And oh, there you go. Yeah, so it is. It's just a box standard packaging that comes from them. There's absolutely nothing on there about legal tender. In fact, there's nothing on there about it being bunk or there's absolutely nothing on there about it. So all their packaging, it's just a generic packaging. I mean, God, it doesn't even tell you what the coin is on the packaging. So where do we get to? I'm still a bunk. I'm still in my packet. Yeah, couldn't argue with it, Louise. Couldn't argue with that. it says on nearly all bunker packaging, the coin is legal tender. Let me just have a look then. Because I've got this one here and I can't find anywhere on there that says it's legal tender. Yeah, but that's for a different reason, Lou, that people wear gloves when they touch you. I can't see anywhere. I mean, all right, admittedly, my eyes aren't brilliant, but I can't see anywhere on there that says it's legal tender. But yeah, like, it's probably on the inside, yeah, and I'm not going to rip them open because they're Christmas presents. How can something have a denomination and not be tender? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And this is, you know, it's the whole thing, isn't it? It's just they change the rules and they interpret phrases and things, you know, themselves, and they interpret it in whichever way they want to interpret it. And they change it to suit them. Coincidence just saying it's not on the packaging. Yeah, no, it's not. But it states that though that it is a £2 coin and £2 is legal tender. Yeah, it'll probably be on, I don't know, because the actual specs are on the back. So the specs on the back. All right, I'll rip that open and we'll have a look. I'm going to have to get my magnifying glass though, because my eyes really aren't good. Oh. Right, so 100% it's not on the back with the spec. Tyler Rabbit, the design, Tyler the Rabbit, nothing on there. That's just all about Peter Rabbit. No, there's nothing anywhere on there that tells you it's legal tender. Absolutely nothing. All inside is just the story of Peter Rabbit and the design. There's absolutely nothing in there that tells you about it. It's just literally everything about Peter Rabbit, and then the back, or the outside of it, you got your specifications. Again, about Peter Rabbit, and even in the small print down the bottom, is only their address and what's that? I suppose that's the copyright thing on it. So there's absolutely nothing there about it being legal tender. No, what I'll do is I'll wind. What's that anyway? Yeah, no, I'm going to rough that up and send it to somebody else. Yeah, I know, Marie, it's been a long day. I did have to think twice. It is legal tender, but it'll be a sin to spend it. Do you know what? I actually might take a video of me taking that out of the packaging in the shop tomorrow and buying a bag of crisps with it and post it to the Royal Mint and see what they say. Or Change Checker. I might email a video of me doing that tomorrow as a bit of a stunt and see what they say about it. I'll actually stand in the shop and open it. But I don't know if you can get a bag of crisps for 50p now. I don't know. God, it's so long since I bought a bag of crisps. Yeah, because there's nowhere on there, and I'm certainly going to email them tomorrow now. Because there's nowhere on it that says it's legal tender. Lou wants a lollipop from it. Yeah, so I'm going to do that tomorrow then. And I'll take a video of it, me doing it, ripping it open in the shop, and buying something with it, and then I'll post the video onto my Facebook group, Facebook group, onto my YouTube page, and then I'll email it to both of them as well. See if they come with the lawyers for me. So where are we? It says 50p on the coin. It does say 50p on the coin, Lou, yeah, but absolutely nowhere on there does it state that it's legal tender. And I guess that would be their argument. We haven't stated that it is legal tender. And as we've been arguing all night, and it is their interpretation of the phrase. All Gruffalo coins that are input into circulation were accepted. Gruffalo aren't into circulation at the moment, but they will be very soon. Doesn't it say it's illegal tender? No, exactly, it doesn't. But it'll be quite interesting to see what sort of a reaction that you get from it. So I'm definitely going to be doing that tomorrow. Yes, I'll find something for 50p. They do a nice bar of chocolate in there for £1, so I might wind them up more and do it with 2 of them. They will say, "Why did you do that, you clown?" No, why? There's no, we need to sort of nail them down, because they're coming out with all these phrases and then interpreting it into their own way. So why not? I want to see what their reaction is. Because this, as I say, there's nowhere that says it's circulated, and I'm not going to do as Ian suggested, rip it open and rough it all up first. I will spend it exactly as it comes out of the packaging. Unless you're Ian, no one else would know the difference between bunk and circulated to those degrees exactly. We're entitled to expect 50p to 50p. How many people can get skin and open pack? Exactly. Yeah, 100% Lou, I will be doing it in the morning. No kids have come to the door, so I'm eating the sweets. I did that last year, Jersey. I bought a ton of sweets for trick or treat. Then I realised I lived in a block of flats, so I wasn't going to get any, so I had them all myself. Steve, when you're skint, spend yours at mine. It doesn't say it's not legal. But it doesn't say it is legal at the same time. So it'd be interesting to see what they say about it. Yeah, and that's what everybody seems to be saying, although there's no wording on there for legal tender. There's no wording that says it's not either. Nah, not over my shop. They won't whack them onto eBay. They haven't got a clue over there, to be honest. I got 3 Sherlock Holmes in my change this afternoon over there. They'll work that one out. The thing is, most of us have said stuff about the men, so if they take it into court, it'll be 3,000 people. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I will do it tomorrow, and I'll post the video up as soon as I've done it. If it's not legal tender, then it's forgery. It can be used in vending machines, etc., without someone having to get out. I'll be live. We certainly are, Inspector Gadget. No, that's what I say, Steve. They haven't got a clue over mine. This is what I'm saying. I got 3 Sherlock Holmes in my change earlier on when I went over there. They really haven't got a clue. Yeah, I'm quite lucky where I am. I'm like a yo-yo at the door. I've worked in the supermarket business for 30 years, training on everything, but never what is legal or non-legal in coinage. Will come visit you when you're locked up. They will be after watching your video doing yourself. They will after watching your video yourself doing it. Yeah, they might do then, but certainly at the moment the people over there haven't got a clue what coins are worth keeping and what coins aren't. So yeah, I just think it'll be an interesting little stunt to try. And I will definitely send the videos out to them as well and see what they've got to say. I do have 2 Facebook accounts, so I might use my other account and stick it onto their Change Checkers stream and see what they say about it. Pity they don't have a till full of queues. We'd all come over. Yeah. We'll be in there with me. Someone get Fran to bake a cake with a file in it. Do it in drag and then they can't prove it's you. Right, that's given me a perfect opportunity to plug that as well. So if any of you haven't seen the video, that's up on my YouTube as well. We're all going to the Mint in January, if certainly if I'm allowed after this, and if Ian hasn't been banned by then. But if £250 is raised, and I've nominated Mind as the charity for that. So if £250 gets raised between now and then, I'll do the Mint tour in drag. You can donate via the GreatBritishCoinHunt.com. On the side, look for upgrades. Click on that. The first one in the top left corner is admin payment. Just click on that. And donate whatever you want. If £250 is reached, then the Great British Coin Hunt will also add 25%. So it's a fantastic cause. And if you haven't seen the video, go over and have a look at it and go and make a donation, because I'd really appreciate that. On circulated coins, banks have been officially instructed to refuse them since 2016 following clashes between customers and the Royal Mint over legal tender definition, and that's on the Bullion Post site. There you go. That says it all, doesn't it? John's just saying, can I ask everybody to support each other's channels, to hit the button and that button? Well, it will not let him type it. I'll put you onto an admin mod, sorry, John. Then you should be able to do whatever it is you want to do. But yeah, we've all got our individual YouTube channels and Facebook and Twitter and all of that kind of stuff. So if you see somebody's name, there's 3 dots on the side. Click on that. It says an option take you to the channel. You can open that in a new tab. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and we all appreciate all of that help that we get. We'll all be on tags by January. I can imagine that. Yeah, and I do. I certainly return the favours, mate. When somebody subs me, I always go back over and return the favours. So we do. We all appreciate it. You know, a lot of people think it's really easy just sitting there in front of the camera and rambling on about a coin or something, but honestly, it can get really mind-numbing at times. And I've come off sometimes and felt absolutely exhausted. So it's really good, all the help and appreciation we get for them. That's John. Right, thank you. Can I ask each and every single one to like and subscribe so then help the channels grow through the community, support one another, and help each other's channels grow? Exactly. Ask Martha to visit. Yeah, I'd like a visit for Martha. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah, Jamie's just confirming he's absolutely beat. Coming back to the original Peter Rabbit 400 coins, some time ago I did say to Ian that his coins should be marked either with UVR or Smart Water. Well, this is what's being done now. With the Gruffalo, they are actually being marked this time. But this is a 2019 Peter Rabbit that was found in change at the weekend. I'll show you it somewhere. Yeah, this was found in Louise Pollard's change, not her partner's change. Trying to get you a decent angle to show you it, but it's not. I've got to sort my lighting out. But yeah, that's a 2019 Peter Rabbit that was found. There you go, Preston TSB Bank. And Louise very kindly sent that down to me. My brother's daughter's just started collecting coins, so we're going to send that down to her to go into her collection. And it's even funnier, I hadn't told Lou this, but I was chatting to her mum the other day, and they found a Peter Rabbit in their change. And I said, "You're joking, it's not the 2019, is it?" And she was, no, we're going to keep looking for that. And then literally a day or two later, Lou said that she found it. So that's brilliant. Who's dismissed your comments? Well, so there were not any chances would not be able. Oh, right. I'm understanding what you're saying there. Yeah. I mean, like Steve said on it, the other day, whatever you do to mark one of the coins, there will be somebody that will try and replicate that. Of course, there will. What words for stolen out your mouth, Steve? Yeah, there's always going to be somebody that's going to try and replicate it. That's what the whole sort of forgery industry is about, isn't it? And why there's so many fake coins around, and because of the money that they go for. So you're always going to get somebody that tries to do that. But hopefully, this time with what Ian's doing with them, it's making them a little bit more unique, and hopefully not quite so easy to replicate. So that's a really. I was always of the impression it was illegal to deface a coin, because you see them put on necklaces and that, don't you? And people drill a hole in them and that. But Ian, or I think it might have even been John, that did some research on it the other day, and I did some at the same time. And the only thing that I could find was it is illegal to melt the coin down, but not to deface the coin, which again seems a bit bizarre. But yeah, that's the only things that we could find on it. Marie works on the lighting department. I think what it is I've got the lighting right behind me, in the centre of the room. And if I get lighting behind the computer, it wouldn't be quite so bad, I think. So that's what I might even have a little move around, shuffle things around a bit in the room, and try and get it working a little bit better. Inspector Gadget is a good idea using ultraviolet pen or smart water to mark the individual coins so they can be verified where they have come from. I wouldn't ruin one of my beautiful bunk sets. A cool white bulb is all you need. Somebody did mention to me yesterday about what you call them. Different coloured light bulbs might be better ideas. So maybe that's something I'll look at. Great picture coin on. Brilliant. Love the donation. Thank you. I just want to say thanks for hosting a bloody good Q&A. I could not have done better. The interactions have been fantastic. It has. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. And it was kind of a bit ad hoc, because I was just going to come on and let people fire away some questions, and then literally that popped up on the CJ's WhatsApp group, and I thought, oh, brilliant, at least we've got something to say now, something we can talk about. So where are we? Used to make jewelry. So again, thank you for the donations. It is appreciated. I used to make jewelry using coins, and we couldn't use modern coins. It's illegal to deface notes, illegal to destroy coins. Yeah, got to go. Great work. Well, thank you. No, thank you, Angela. It means a lot seeing you all tuning in, and that is good. And at one point we were peaking quite high, so I'm over the moon with that. Not illegal to damage, but illegal to destroy. Yeah, that's why when you go to places, this is it. Yes, this is. You get the old 2p coins and that, isn't it? And you can put them in a machine and pull them down, and it squashes them and that. Hence, that's why you can do that. The Treasury and certain other legal requirements for changing. Yeah, good to watch. Yeah, no, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. I say it was totally. And again, I wasn't planning on coming on. It was only I was watching Jamie earlier on. Just having a glance through the diary, realised we didn't have anybody on. So I apologise for cutting Jamie off. He did overrun a little bit anyway, but then I just wanted to get this one on there and throw it out. And I will say again, anything that I've said tonight, it is my opinion and my opinion only. It's not a reflection on the Great British Coin Hunt. So if Change Checker or the Royal Mint are out there and they're watching and they want to get their lawyers involved, come knocking at my door. It'll be quite interesting to see you. Don't get me started on Kelvins in LED bulbs. Oh, that's like straight over my head. Honestly, Marie, I haven't got a clue. Yeah, somebody mentioned trying, some different coloured bulbs. So maybe I might give that a bash. Or, yeah, something, I don't know. Yeah, see something. I'll sort something out anyway, because I've tried showing a few coins over the time, and it might even just be mess about where my camera's based at the moment. It's just sitting on top of the computer, so maybe sort of mess about with that a little bit, and I'll sort something out. It's just one of them things, it's one of them things that you keep meaning to get around to, but you always end up finding something else to do, and then by the time you've remembered it's too late. But I will definitely get around to it. See the lights behind you, so sorry, no, that's a reflection. Yeah, that's not a light outside my door. That is my lights. We all think the same, all like-minded. Trouble is, we agree with everything you've said, so I guess your views in this case are representative of the TGBCH. Yeah, but no, I wanted to make it clear from the outset that exactly what I'm saying on here tonight is my views. I don't want to say anything on here tonight and, have lawyers turning up on your doorstep tomorrow because of something I've said. I'd much rather them come knocking on my door. It'd be quite interesting if they do, because I know rather a good lawyer, so they're welcome to knock on my door. Done a great job, thanks again. That's brilliant, John. I really appreciate it. Oh, okay, John from TGBCH. Oh, okay, really appreciate that, John. Brilliant, thank you. I can see the green screen and pro mic setup coming in soon. No, I'm never going to go that far. Never go as far as that with the green screens. Although I have suggested that to Ian possibly, that maybe he should do the green screen, because you can get, you can change the backgrounds, can't you? And maybe a bit of advertising or something on the back of it. But yeah, I won't be going that far. Maybe a silver-proof graph relay should be put in circulation. Imagine the public hunting for it. While we're on that, while you've just mentioned silver-proof gruffaloes, I will just mention, Jamie said about it earlier on, so I'll say it because we've got a few people watching now. There's, I believe, some of the silver-proofs, the Beatrix Potter sets have come down a bit in price on the Royal Mint's page. And they've also got, I believe it's a 50% discount voucher available at the moment. I'm sure if Chris is here, he'll pop that voucher up for you. So if you pop over and use that, I think you can get one of the silver proofs for about 25-30 quid at the moment. I did have a brief look when Jamie mentioned it, and they are selling out fast. So I was no longer valid on the voucher, sorry. Yeah. Oh, there, I'll let Jamie get Paddington for 30 quid, yeah. Ian would invite him in for a cup of tea and a chat. And a live stream. Get him on the live chat as well. The green screen and all that stuff. Yeah, it does. This is the trouble. Keeping having, yeah, you can't expect Ian to keep having to fund things. I mean, the Paddington alone and that has cost an absolute fortune. And then, I don't need to go down that road of all the things that have happened this week, but can't expect to keep sort of digging into his pockets. Got to be quick with them deals. Yeah, you do. But we're very fortunate, Jamie, that people are great in this community, and as soon as the code pops up, they do pop across and share the codes with us, so that's fine. Red Army, mate, forever in our shadow, Arsenal. Yeah. Had to move to North London to be a good club. Go back to Woolwich, that's all we can say. Ian, doesn't the Queen blink when you open your wallet? Oh, that's nice. Before everyone goes today, it's the last day of my cycle marathon. I was going to cycle 4 marathons this month, but after Ian's generosity, I pushed it up and did 6 marathons, 157 in total. So if any of you would like to donate to Andy, I think Chris hopefully will pop up a link for you. Did you know that there's a Royal Mint voucher code that allows you to buy Peter Rabbit's 2018s at a £5, a maximum of 10 an order, cheaper than us dealers can buy at wholesale? So again, you know, 2018 Peter Rabbit's at a £5, it's worth buying some of them and just popping them in your drawer, keeping them there, isn't it? No doubt at some point you'll be able to use those for auctions for one of Ian's auctions that he has coming up. If I can get the link without it crashing, I'll get the link for you. But my computer seems to be on a bit of a go slow today. But I've been running a lot of apps in the background, so yeah, there you go. It should be okay. The code, I'm not sure on what the code is for the Peter Rabbits. I don't know if anybody in the chat has got a code for the Peter Rabbits. I think this was a different one though, wasn't it, Chris? I think it was a different code for the Peter Rabbits. I'm not sure. I don't know. Laughter wants the code. We'll all go at once and we're all lonely. No, I'm coming off literally in 10 minutes because coming on after me for 4 hours, which, trust me, sitting here for 4 hours is really tough to do. So we got Scott, I believe, coming on at 8 till 12. And I've got to go and take this Halloween mask off that I've had on for you. So for anyone that's looking for investment opportunities, Peter, that Rabbit 2018 bumps up Royal Mint package is cheaper than I can sell it circulated for. There you go. So that's a cracking tip for you from Ian as well. Go and get the 2018 bumps packed from them as well. Good investment opportunities. Thank you. I won't bother you all again. Today is the last day for the sponsor. That's right, Andy. You said that we're more than happy to share it for you. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, see, this is what I say about it. Correction, Skelly Scott is on afterwards. Jamie's just telling you there, get a 2017 Benjamin Bunny for a £5. And to try that code, DSC 262, try that code. Andy, if you keep the spanner for the evening, plug it as many times as you like tonight. Even on later shows, we can take the spanner off. Yeah, that's easier. Just leave the spanners on the people that are on. Because although I will have Skelly Scott on, obviously I'm not going to be at the computer all night, so I'd appreciate if any of the other mods were about. They can keep an eye on the streams as well. Now, Jamie's saying that the code does work. He's just tried it and it's working. So DSC 262, that code is still working. Jamie's just tried that. So get over there and get some deals. As Ian's saying, you know, you can buy them for cheaper than what he can. 2018 Bunts Peter Rabbits, cheaper than what he can sell a circulated one for. So cracking for investments, just, you know, at those prices, you're silly not to, aren't you, really? Just pop them in your drawer for a rainy day, as they say. So where are we? Right, so tomorrow we have got a full stream tomorrow from yeah, I'm sure we can sort something out there anyway. We haven't got a full stream at all tomorrow, but I'll sort something out so that we do. But you've got your auctions tomorrow. So we've got the auction, the 1 and 2p auctions tomorrow. So we've got Ian's going to come on and kick that off from 12 till 1. Then taking over at 1 till 5, you'll have Steve Fraser. We've got nothing penciled in at the moment for 5 till 9, so I've got a 4-hour gap there. So maybe Jamie might be interested in trying something between those times, or any of the other CJs, or any other new CJs fancy coming and giving it a go. Just drop us a message, and we'll get you on for an hour or two. I think you saw from Jamie tonight, he really enjoyed himself, and we had to wrench him away in the end. So it is good fun, and it's a cracking community, and you'll all enjoy it. So I'll sort something out for those 5 hours. So we will, or 4 hours, sorry, isn't it? And then we got my family from 9 till 11, and then I don't know if it's going to be Matt or Martha. From 11 till 12 tomorrow. So we will have a full 12-hour stream tomorrow. And obviously the auctions are going to be going on all day as well. So I know a lot of you have been saving up for those and looking forward to the auctions and that. So come across and join us. And I'll catch up on some chats. 2018 rabbits are out of stock now. Yeah, I'm not surprised at the prices they were going for. The code's working only on Peter. Then I tried it on something else and it didn't work. Jamie saying both of the Paddington 28s are 30 quid. Is that the silver proofs, Jamie, you're talking that are 30 quid? I'll take it. I might quickly shoot over and have a look in a minute. A waiting stock, so that will still come, right? I would imagine it would if it's saying that. Fran, got to say, a brilliant live, great CJ, well done. Well, no, thank you, Fran. It means a lot to have everybody tuning in. And I'll plug Fran again. So if you've not had a look, go over and have a look at Key Therapy. I'm not 100%. Is it keytherapy.com or keytherapy.co.uk? And Fran does an awful lot of work, and I can speak from experience that finding a trusted counsellor or therapist that you get on with is worth their weight in gold. So go over, have a there. Chris has just popped up a link. Go over and have a look at Fran's site as well, and if you can support her. And also, she does some marvellous. We're trying to get her to put some up on the site. She does some marvellous painting of the Gruffalos on the stones, and we're desperate for her to do some that we can put up for a raffle. So I'll just embarrass her a bit more about that because they are amazing. Oh, sorry, Jamie's just sending me a picture, so I'm guessing that's something to do with what's on the menu. Oh, yeah, that is the Silverproof Peter Rabbit 2018s. Oh no, beg your pardon, Paddington. Oh, okay. So Silverproof Paddingtons in stock, 30 quid over at the Mint. So some really good deals on there at the moment. So just go and grab the deals while you can, because it's well worth it. Coinsmore. Hello, Warren. Sorry, I've missed some streams tonight. Kids wanted free sweets. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. Jamie's just confirming that Peter Rabbit is working. You need to go through a different link. And Will's just confirming it was keytherapy.co.uk. Warren, finish. Get on the Mint. I'm going now. So thanks to everybody for tuning in, and I will say it again for the lawyers of them that are watching, this is my opinions and not the Great British Coin Hunt, so come and look for me rather than going for them. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please stay on, because I'm going to have totally forgotten what he called it now. Was it Skelly Scott or something is coming on next? So yeah, we're streaming right through till midnight. Before you go, a quick shout for someone to help Fran with website. Yes, if there's any of you out there, I can't remember what Ian called it yesterday, but if there's anybody out there that's got experience of working with websites, and you'd like to help Fran, then please just drop one of us a message, email Ian, WordPress, that was it, yeah, Chris just reminded me, and Lou. Any of you that can help, please do it, because honestly, she does a fantastic job for people that, you know, that really are sort of world's end at times. So if anybody can help, please get in touch. It would be appreciated by all of us. So that's me saying good night. I'm going to come and join you in the chat in a minute for a little while. Then I'm going to try for an early night. Never seems to work with me, but we'll do it. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Oh, brilliant.